Hi guys, I've been cooked all day long with radiation. It's like all day, hasn't stopped for a second, you know? So I just decided to go to a coffee shop right now. And it's been a nice day today, so it's a good day to do it. Been bombarded, you know, and judgments is going to come, guys. You know what I find really interesting about this Cold War that has been, initiated on all of us, 144,000, by the satanic cult, the House of Satan, because House of Satan have done people wrong for a long time, and we were sent here to end all this oppression. Whatever he created is need to go, because it's not fair. It's not being divided equally among all nations, And why is it less than 1%, less than 0.0005 or 1%? It's not even 1%. Owning 95% of the world wealth. Why? How is that fair? When people are struggling, and they keep increasing the, this retirement. They keep increasing the oppression. They keep making policy. It doesn't benefit anybody. These policies they do not go by the policy they make. The policy they create, they don't follow it themselves. They're immune to it. You understand that? How could that be possible? Because this is for regular people. This is for humans. Have you seen the Planet of the Apes? When that, when what her name? She played that part. The English girl. What her name? Everybody thought she was Michael Jackson because she sounded just like him. But it was not. It was an English lady, actress, who played this part. And she just sounded like Michael Jackson. And her uncle or brother, I can't remember. I've seen it so long ago. And when one of his army leader, he had this human touch him, the human touch him, and he says, "Get your hands off me, you filthy human." that comes from a monkey. You know what I'm saying? You filthy human. It's so funny. But you know what I'm talking about. Where they tell us their history. Monkeys are not, they're not humans. Monkeys are, who. But anyhow, these people, they tell us their history and trying to tell us, oh, God created you as a slave race. God created you. You were monkey. We were not monkey. They were. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's your story. It doesn't matter. You are what you say you are, right? We're not going to change history and correct you or any of that. We're going to say we were monkeys. We were monkeys, okay? And we were monkeys and pigs, okay? Anyhow, that's why in Islam we don't eat pigs, because we know monkeys and pigs, maskhutin. You know what maskhutin means in Arabic? Maskhut mean cursed animal. You understand? It's like a cursed animal. That's why we don't eat them. We don't eat pigs and, you know, and that's the main reason. And it's forbidden in all the four holy books, you know, Quran, Torah, and Zabur, and Zabur. Which one is the last one? The Bible, right? Anyhow, so we're not supposed to eat it, and even Christians are not supposed to eat pigs, because they know they used to be like they're our brothers, Well, not anymore. But anyhow, they changed form. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, all this, the house of Abraham have gone through a lot of trial and tribulation since inception. These people have been at war with the house of Abraham, with God as well, since inception. They're defying God's orders. They do whatever they want. They think they're above the law. No law applies to them. Not a single law applies to them, Because even God's law, they don't apply to them. Earthly laws, they don't apply to them. You understand? Because Satan is the god of this world, you know what I mean? Zeus or whatever, he goes by a lot of names, Sirion. You watch a lot of stuff. They always put his name in there, But anyhow, he is the god of this world. And he does not like humanity. He doesn't like us one bit, So obviously, the system is not going to work in a favor of humanity. It's going to work for his kids' favorites, favor. And it's not just, to be sitting on a pile of money, a whole load of money, when humanity are struggling. You know what I'm saying? And I keep saying that. Like, how many billions do you need? Everybody could say, like, oh yeah, they can make as much money they want. Oh, okay. Then why would you have gatekeepers to make sure people stay where they are in their class that it's been allocated to them? Why they have gatekeepers to keep these people, filthy humans, you know what I'm saying, and in their place. Why there is no hierarchy? Why could not be? These people can go up. Could what I'm saying? God created people in different classification, right? But why is the system set up to only serve the 0.00000 infinitely one, not even one, not even one, it's half a one. It's not even, it says zero on the left side. Anyhow, but it doesn't mean any, it's not even, we're 8 billion. So if you do the math, you figure that number, It doesn't even register. That number does not even register. You know what I'm saying? And so anyhow, God bless them. They're been cooking me with radiation all day long. But you know what? It's a win-win situation. I'm gonna explain to you why. I don't know if I spoke about it, but I think I spoke about it before. But I'm gonna, highlight what I was talking about. Did you know, like, attacks, witchcraft, all this harm that done to you automatically erase sins. So basically, if you have a pile of sins, it decimated, because God is fair. So automatically, every attack, your sins transfer to the person who attacked you. You understand? Because you have two angels. You have an angel on the left shoulder and one on the right shoulder. They are the right one, all your good deeds, and the left one, all your bad deeds. Okay? Basically, it writes what you've done today. So anything on the right, that's how it's registered. On the left, you're out of luck, you know? So any attack, it automatically get rid of sins. It transfers automatically to the person who attacked you. So it's a win-win. You're attacking me, I'm transferring to you, my sins, you know? All this pile of, all these sins I have done in my, in my life, automatically goes to you. So isn't it that fair? You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm being attacked, I'm not getting anything. It's not like I'm getting attacked and I'm coming out of there at a loss. No. I'm coming on the other side, winner. Okay? A winner. You know what I'm saying? Well, because I said, your heart has to weigh lighter than the feather, Okay? So, thank you guys for doing me a favor. You think you're really winning in this life? It's not about winning in this life. In Islam, we say al-akhirah, winning in afterlife. You understand? Because this is the earth is a deciding factor where people go after life. You understand? And people saying, I watch another video, I'm saying? People are like, this guy, he says, oh, hell is not real. And I've been to hell he says he's been to hell when he astral travel. Astral travel, he says he went to hell. Okay? Buddy, hell doesn't have an open gates. How could you go in and out? And can you go to hell? These people, these spiritual people, they call them whatever they call them. But anyhow, he said he's been to hell when he astral travel. Okay? So I think he didn't go to hell because hell gates are closed. They're not open. You cannot just walk in there. And you cannot astral travel inside hell. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? Watch the TV show Sandman. Watch Sandman. Hell is guarded by, angels. And is guarded by, these gatekeepers. You can't just go into hell. Remember when Sandman, I can't remember his name in that TV show, when he lost the love of his life, because she prayed because they killed her family. No, they didn't kill. Chaos happens. Chaos happened when she she fell in love with him, and I don't know, I can't remember, like they had intercourse or something like that, and that's forbidden. It's forbidden to have relation from 10 different dimensions, right? Different, So even though Sandman was governing the dream state, he is all about the dreams. He's, they call him the god of the dream or angel of the dreams. Okay? So he governed that. When she fell in love with him, and she's human, so her family ended up, she was a queen, and her family ended up dying because it's forbidden, It's forbidden, say for example, it's forbidden to, to go into another dimension and then have father kids and stuff is forbidden. You understand? So is not allowed to do it. So when he did, he fell in love with her, and she could have denied him, but she didn't. And because she fell in love with him and she went for it, and her whole village or her whole country where she's from, end up, she went back, and the building collapsed, and a lot of dead bodies in the street and stuff like that. And she says, I wish I have never have done this, I wish I was in hell for this, or something like that. She wished, okay? She wished that she would go to hell for it, because she was feeling bad about her family being, they were killed. It came through chaos. Because when you do that, chaos erupts. Because you're not supposed to cross these boundaries. God didn't create all these worlds, universe, and dimensions, so we can just people do whatever they want. God hold you accountable to every action you do. Okay? So when she did that, this is what chaos happened. And so anyhow, this guy making fun, saying that I've been to hell. He's joking, making fun of it. You would know if you go to hell. If he thought he's just like a day trip. I've gone to hell. And the German guys, he's German. They're always talking nonsense. You know what I'm saying? They think they know everything, because they're sitting there talking about new spiritual journey, to the kingdom of unicorns. They talk about stuff like that. Everything love and light, and not everything in love and light. So you're in Earth. Look at what's going on in Earth. Is there everything love and light in here? You know what I'm saying? So don't teach like false hopes when you say love and light. Everything is love and light, Not everything is love and light. There is life, there is fact, darkness to this life. Was not created by God, unfortunately. This darkness, what's happening on Earth, it was not created by God. This planet was hijacked, you know what I'm saying? Was stolen from God, pretty much. Because God let this planet basically govern itself, It mentioned in the Bible, he let it, he let people do whatever they want. But because he already taught you what's right, what's wrong. And so what direction you want to go to is up to you. God is not going to sit there and persuade you. God is not going to persuade you and tell you you must follow this path. What do you think the idea of having holy books, where do you think the holy books came? Why do you think the holy books came? I'm going to tell you why. To teach you right from wrong. To give you the right direction, the right path to follow. You understand? It was not just created out of boredom. You know what I'm saying? And they still yet people would do whatever they want, Anyhow, eating pigs, why would you eat something is clearly forbidden, and stuff. People just, anyhow, it's life, and so anyhow, the House of Abraham, we've been getting it real good. I watched this also lady, she's a target individual, she's on YouTube. Let me see if I can find her videos. She went to the hospital the other day, and because she was cooked with radiation, and she went to the hospital because her skin was, breaking into hives, and anyhow, excuse me, excuse me. Anyhow, her skin was breaking into hive, and when she went to the hospital, they lock her in this hospital, and she was posting videos and stuff, and talking about what's happening to her and stuff. They do stuff like that. And she was recording, posted all these videos about how she's been mistreated. If somebody going to your hospital for illness, you lock them. You know what I'm saying? You lock them. You take, because government of India, they are the puppet. Government of India are the puppet to New World Order. They do what they, there's, excuse me, my French guys, those Indians over there in India, they're so obedient. They even play their stupid, what do you call that? It's not golf, it's what, cricket. Stupid cricket. It's like you could tell they have a slave mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's slave mentality. Who plays cricket? But anyhow, you could tell they're just the impression of slavery. They're far deep in. They cannot think of their own. They cannot make their own decisions without being a puppet to their masters. Thank God. There's other people, other nations who are other nation. Anyhow, thank God there is other nation that stand the right mind to make their own decisions. You know what I'm saying? They're not being controlled. Anyhow, so that's what I watch. It bothers me because she is, even though not a big fan of the whole country, but hey, not everybody is, not everybody in India are wicked, not everybody. I understand that. But the majority of them, they're messed up in the head, worshiping stone, worshiping monkeys, worshiping rats and cows, and yeah, I have a problem with that, guys. Anyhow, people could say, oh, people are entitled to, to worship whoever they want. No. Why would you worship a creation, not a creator? Anyhow, that's all I'm gonna talk about. But anyhow, it bothers me because even though she's in India there, it bothers me because she's she's from the house of Abraham, and she's being cooked with radiation. Yeah, the divine justice, guys, is gonna reign. Is this not forever? They're gonna find out what they did. They cannot get themselves out of it.